I'm taking a little bit of a risk. It's getting late here for first cutting, so I'm trying to knock out these last 2 farms. I mowed probably 6 acres down here this morning, so hopefully that dries. Some of it was thin, most of it was actually pretty thick, especially that last field that I did. I wasn't expecting to get today to dry, but today actually turned out to be a really nice day. So now I'm taking the really nice day to dig thistles out of the pastures. Good morning. We got a couple things on the list to do today. First things first is we got to get the tedder hooked up onto this thing, and we're gonna go ted that hay. That hay actually dried down quite a bit yesterday, and that's a good thing. I wasn't expecting to get yesterday to dry, but we got probably a good 8 hours of sunshine and breeze on it. So it was a lot drier than I was expecting when I went over there. I may try to bale a little bit of it tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. That would be the 3rd day. So I'm gonna definitely ted all of it again tomorrow morning. But there might be like some that I might try to bale tomorrow just to get a wagon maybe done. Friday, they're calling for a chance of storms, 40% in the afternoon. So I don't necessarily want to wait until then to try to bale everything, especially because it's all kind of cut up stuff and just the efficiency of it isn't there. It's relatively inefficient baling. So if I can get a little bit done tomorrow, I'm going to try to do that. In the meantime, while we wait, I'm getting this thing greased up and going over again. I do that about every 1,000 bales. The one thing I do is after every day of baling, I always make sure that I grease the knotter and everything that has to do with the knotter and tying needles and all that stuff. But every 1,000 bales, I go through and grease everything that needs to be greased, oil the chains and stuff. So I want to ask a question. I asked this question in a YouTube short here, but the question is, if you had 1 tube of grease, what would you be greasing on your baler? I know everything needs to be greased, for baler performance, you need to keep this thing well maintained. But if you somehow, if the world was ending or something, or like you only had 1 tube of grease and you had no money or no way of getting any more grease, what would you be greasing on your baler? Most likely the knotter. But I want to ask you guys, professionals, whatever you think, what would you be greasing on your baler if you only had 1 tube of grease? Tad low. Let's put a little bit in there. Today's kind of been one of those shuffling around kind of days, just interesting schedule wise. We got some rain coming in tomorrow, and today's day 3 on this hay here, so I'm kind of trying to get some of it baled while I can, if it's dry enough. So I baled this one paddock here. It's 3/4 of an acre, just about an acre maybe. Testing the moisture here. We are bone dry. that is plenty dry, and this hay is actually a lot better than the stuff we baled on the other side of that tree line, which was in the last video. It was that meadow grass stuff. This stuff is just a lot better quality wise and moisture wise, so we're gonna be in a much better position. Well, we got one wagon baled tonight. Wish I would have done more, but I just took a delivery of hay. I had 85 bales on that truck there, so kind of had to do that. As much as I would have loved to just kept baling tonight, got to have some cash flow going on. So that was an important load, because 85 bales at $8 a bale, that's a nice paycheck. So anyway, this hay turned out a lot better than I was expecting. Last year's first cutting, I'm gonna throw in some videos if I still have them, but last year's first cutting we made in 4 days. It got rained on right when we cut it, and it was just browner, and it was a lot more mixed hay. This time around, we got a lot more of that kind of fescue meadow grass that actually makes somewhat decent hay. You know, nice green stems. They don't discolor and get brown like this stuff over here. This was the stuff we did last week. Also meadow grass, but it was just that field that is just in terrible condition. So the hay just ends up being brown, because a lot of it is just this short, super fine stem stuff that is green for 1 day, and then, you know, it's brown after like 24 hours. So as much as that stuff back there is, you know, really cheap hobby horse goat feed, this stuff will be actually much better feed. And it's a lot greener. So I'm actually going to separate these stacks. Normally, last year I just stacked it all together because it was all pretty much similar quality. But this year, at least the one farm, this stuff's actually going to do much nicer as far as quality and price wise. I mean, you can just tell on camera, browner. There is green in it. You get up close to it, like there is some green in it, and it's not moldy brown. It's just discolored brown because it's different kind of grass. And this stuff is just visibly greener. So definitely got a better smell. Definitely got a better color. Definitely going to sell a little bit better as well. I want to say there's about 2 wagons down there yet. Maybe not even a wagon and a half, but we have 2 wagons here. It's already hooked up to the baler, ready to go tomorrow morning. I already have the case and the rake already down at the field, and it's already 75% of it is already raked. Depending on what the dew is like and what the sun is like tomorrow, we may flip the windrows over. However, it was 9% when I raked it today. If we get a dew on it overnight and it burns the dew off, we might not even have to flip the windrows, and we might just send them right through the baler and hope for the best. Depends. I mean, we'll see. Check the moisture, obviously. But that's going to be the plan tomorrow. The one thing I have to do is I got to run this tractor down there. The bottom field that was super thick. I was going to small bale it, but I decided I'm going to big bale it, just because I can pull a fence post out and I can easily get a big baler in there. So I'm going to do that. I got to take this down, use a loader, pull a fence post out. Then we should get hopefully like between 6 and 10 big bales. That's the hope. I have a guy who wants some big bales. And it's just going to be easier on me to have that big bale, because then I don't have to worry about fussing with wagons and stuff. Also got a 40% chance of rain tomorrow, thunderstorms and stuff in the afternoon and into the evening. So the more efficient I can be tomorrow, the better. It's going to be a splendid day to bale some hay. So it's 10 o'clock and brought the AGCO down. I brought a wagon with me. So I got maybe 2 wagon loads here. We got this patch and we got the rest of that patch in there. So I brought this tractor down here with a wagon. I got the spears on the front because we're gonna load big bales out of the bottom field yet. And my plan was, got the tractor here. We'll leave it here until we need to move big bales. The rake's here. I'll flip some windrows, go rake the bottom field, take that tractor home and bring the baler back, right? Well, I've been having an issue with this tractor. Something's drawing on the battery. I don't know what. So the other day I pulled it out of the barn. It barely started. I was like, huh. So took it down to the shop, was working on the baler, went to run the thing again and it was dead. So I had to jump it, jumped it fine, brought it up to the barn, parked it in the barn. The next morning, which was yesterday, started it again, started hard. So I was like, well, what's going on here? And then raked all day with it. And then I did some baling. And then when I came back to start it up fine. So I was like, okay, the battery's charging. The alternator is running. But then I come here this morning, it's been sitting here overnight and it's dead. So if someone could help me figure out why or what is drawing on the battery and what could cause it to die. There was a bunch of corrosion right here on this terminal, so I cleaned it up pretty good. But could it just mean that the maybe a cable's bad, or don't make fun of me. I really don't know anything about batteries and electrical. So that's why I'm asking you guys. Brother to the rescue. We got it running. We made 6 big bales. They're actually pretty decent, but the moisture is varying from 9 to like 20. So we'll see if we sell them for horses or not. Oh, looks like we got another camera angle going. Push. I just hope that the wet spot's cured. We put some Silent King on it. Just hope everything turns out okay. So there's 6 of them, really nice. And we got a nice stack of good meadow grass that's slowly building up there. We got a little bit there on the wagon yet. We're gonna do that Monday. It's Friday. And I'm honestly done working. Just put the equipment away yet. Carly's bringing the case over. That's good. Good job.